Hello, my name is Allison from the Cultural Classroom. Bienvenidos. I am a Spanish teacher, and today I will be talking about how to plan and deliver an awesome virtual field trip for your class. I recently took two field trips with my students, one to Semana Santa to Sevilla, Spain, and another to the Museo de la Moda in Chile. I got such good feedback from the students about the two trips, and I wanted to share my tips and tricks with other teachers so that more students could experience a virtual field trip. Today's presentation will cover a couple of main topics. First, I'll have a little introduction. I will go over a couple of essential questions that every teacher should ask themselves when planning a virtual field trip. Next, I will share my format with you of my virtual field trips. I have a four-part format that I find pretty successful in planning my field trips. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and teachers love stuff like that. We love simple and straightforward. um, Next, we'll talk about visuals. Visuals are super important. As humans, we process visuals much faster than we process text. So visuals are more important to us as humans than text is sometimes. Next, we'll go over some of the resources of Google Maps, and we'll go over some virtual resources. And so let's take a look at the introduction. I am Allison Perryman. I am a Spanish teacher and the creator of The Cultural Classroom. The Cultural Classroom is a blog that I made, and I love writing. It is also a place where I share material with teachers. It is theculturalclassroom.school.blog. And I also have a Teachers Pay Teacher store under the same name, Cultural Classroom, by Senora Perryman. And I just love sharing my knowledge with other teachers, sharing things that I learn in the classroom with other teachers. And this is something that I learned, is that virtual field trips are cool. Virtual field trips are loved by students. And so I wanted to get across 2 points today in today's presentation, which is how to create awesome virtual field trips and the necessity of virtual field trips. We've definitely closed off our physical space where we no longer are interacting with the outside world, but that doesn't mean that we have to close off our minds to the outside world. We can definitely facilitate our students in opening their minds to the outside world and learning about other cultures and other people through the use of technology, through the use of creativity, and through the use of foreign language. And so I really hope that you guys enjoy this presentation and that you get something out of it for virtual field trips. So the format that I usually follow for my field trips, my presentations, are that I try to find a personal connection that I have with the destination. So have I been to the destination before? With Semana Santa, I lived in Sevilla when I was in college. So I had photos and had videos somewhere, but I couldn't find them, of me in celebrating Semana Santa. So I used that and pulled that, and the students thought that that was so cool because it was, a young 20-year-old Allison celebrating Semana Santa. And they just love seeing us teachers outside of the classroom enjoying life. And so if you guys have pictures or video or anything of you connected to the culture that you will be presenting, bring it in, even if it's not even directly connected. So like I'm going to be talking about Mexico in today's presentation. And so if that were me, maybe I would talk about like the experiences of some of my friends who are Mexican or things like that. I have been to Mexico, but I've been to like really touristy parts, so like I wouldn't want to talk about that in class. Um, I would want to talk about things that are like relevant, things that, you know, people are going through. And so like the experiences of my friends, their immigration experiences, their, you know, things like that. Like I would maybe talk about that in class. Okay, so history. History, I would include brief bullet points on the history of the location or the celebration. So since this week is Cinco de Mayo, I thought that would be kind of cool to pull things that were examples of Cinco de Mayo, and or like Mexican and like things like that. I thought that it would be just kind of cool to just kind of show you guys a real life example of how you could take your kids on a virtual field trip on the fly and it not take that much time to put together. Okay, all right. Perhaps visit a virtual museum or participate in another online cultural activity. Um, the Totally random. In England, they had a world premiere of like a ballet about Frida Kahlo's life. So random. And they streamed it for free on Facebook. And that's something that could be interesting to watch or to play clips of in class, or to play on a virtual trip. I know like we're not going to England, most likely, if we're Spanish teachers or maybe some French teachers. Hi, you know, bonjour. But I'm just saying that you can expand your mind in how you think about um, your your how should I say it, the cultural products that you bring into the class. And then finally, a modern connection. Bring the place alive. Show that the place is still like, you know, alive. I've had countless times in the classroom where students are like, oh, they still do that? And it's like, yes, they still practice X, Y, and Z, or they still have this party, or they still celebrate this tradition, or this place still exists. They still wear these clothes. So bring it alive to them. And one way that I enjoy bringing it alive is using Google Maps, and using virtual tours and stuff like that by bringing things alive to the students. All right, and just a final note, I just wanted to say that you should definitely think when planning a virtual trip about where you would like to take your students, of course, right? Um, I thought that it would be nice to go to Mexico in order to honor Cinco de Mayo, but where else would you like to take them? What might you want to show them? Culture is so multifaceted that there are so many things that you could show your students. And so just think about what you would like to do. You could just jot some stuff down on a post-it. So anyway, in the following videos, I will discuss other tips and tricks such as picking engaging visuals, using Google Maps, and resources for finding virtual museums. Stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.